Hello everybody. So this is assignment number 1 and the task is to implement if-else condition in VBA Micro. So as discussed in the class, we are going to cover basic if-else statement and we have a very simple problem statement here. Uh, the problem is we have given the rate of interest which is monthly basis. For example, for if you deposit some amount of money for let's say for 3 months, you will get a rate of interest as a 4%. And if you deposit the same amount of money for 6 months, you are going to get the uh, interest rate as a 5%. And again, this interest rate is on a year-on-year basis. So in this problem statement, what we are going to do, we are going to use the principal amount, and we are going to use the number of months for which the amount is deposited, and on the basis of number of months provided, we are going to find out the interest rate using the if and else statement, and we are going to calculate the maturity amount. We are also going to read these values from this Excel sheet. So first thing first, you need to create an Excel file with VBA Micro is enabled, which is Excel SM file extension. Once you do this, go to the developer mode and click on the Visual Basic. So I have already created one. So next thing you need to do is go to insert, click on module. So it will create a module for you, and you can create a function that says calculate maturity amount. Now in this, the first thing we need to do is we need to define the list of variables. So let's say I'm going to use a variable called principal amount, and I'm going to put it as a double. I'm putting it double because it is a decimal value, and the next statement we are going to use is, let's say, maturity amount, which is again will be a decimal value. Next thing we need is rate of interest. So again, this is a double value, it can be a decimal. Next we need is interest, calculated interest, you can say, that is also a double value. Next, we need to calculate, next is the number of months for which we are going to deposit the amount, and for a simplicity I am taking it as an integer because I don't want to increase the complexity with calculating the interest rate on the basis of the number of days. So that is a list of variables that we are going to use in this assignment. The next step is to read the values from Excel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two variables, two data from the Excel. The very first one is P amount, which is going to use the range function, and it is B11. Similarly, for number of months, I'm going to use again the range function, and the value is B12. Let's quickly verify it. Let's go to your Excel and check where is the principal amount, which is B11, and number of months, which is B12. So we have read this value. The next step is to find out rate of interest using if else condition. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to check if months is greater than 0 and months is less than and equal to 3 months, then rate of interest is, let's check from the value, let's check from this file. So 0.041, so that is B3. That is your, I'm going to use the range function again, range function, and I'm saying B3, and just to indent, press a tab and it will get indentation. So just to keep the time less, I'm going to use my inbuilt, which is already typed text. So you can see here, if number of months is greater than 0 and less than 3 months, I'm going to use B3 shell, which is 4%. And if number of months is greater than 3 months and less than 6 months, then the rate of interest will be from the B4. And similarly for 9 months B5, for 12 months B6, for 24 months B7, and for more than 2 years it's a B8, and I'm closing this if and else condition. So till now what we have done is, we have the principal amount, we know the number of months, and we also know the rate of interest. So the next part is, I'm going to calculate the total interest. So interest equal to your principal amount multiplied by your rate of interest multiplied by your months. And since the rate of interest is on yearly basis, we need to divide this entire interest amount with 12 months. So that is done. Now we know the interest as well. So next is to calculate the M amount, that's the maturity amount, and which is going to be M amount is equal to P amount, that is your principal amount, plus the interest that we have calculated right now. So that is your interest, plus enter. Now we have calculated the maturity amount. The next thing we are going to do is put these values to Excel again. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the range function, which is B. Let me quickly check where we are going to put the values. So we are going to put the values on 13 and 14. So B13 is equal to your rate, that is that we got from if else condition, and for range B14 it is M amount, that is your maturity amount. So that is one thing that I think we have missed this bracket. So at the last line we are closing this function. So we have completed this if else condition scenario. Let's go and quickly check our assignment. So we have one shape here, and if I go to assign macro, you can see this particular function is assigned to this macro. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put, let's say, 100 rupees as a principal amount, and I'm going to use 12 months for a deposit time, and I'm going to calculate the amount. So you can see for 12 months, let me quickly make it more precision with 0. Yeah, so you can see on the basis of number of month, it it took 6.5% as interest rate, and you can see the maturity amount is 106.5. Let me just check for another values. Let me see. I want to deposit 50,000, 5 lakhs, let's say for 24 months, and let's calculate the value. Yeah, I'm going to get the 7%. Again, we need to make it with more precision. Yeah. So this is the end of this assignment.